Hey guys, and welcome to the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets webinar. I'm your host today, Cheetah. In case you don't know me, I'm the founder of Airbnb Millionaire Secrets. I'm one of the world's largest Airbnb hosts by dollar volume and the number one fastest growing Airbnb host in terms of time. I've acquired 30 properties in the San Francisco Bay Area in a short 9 month, my very first year in doing Airbnb. In the first 9 months alone, I acquired 30 properties. This set of properties does $2.4 million a year, and I did all this without using any of my own money. In this webinar, I'll show you how you can do the same. So as we move along, I want you guys to keep this quote of the day near to your hearts because it's really important. Okay, and it goes like this: the best way to predict your future is simply to create it. This is by one of my favorite presidents in the world and of all time, Abraham Lincoln. Here's what you'll learn during today's presentation: how I acquired 30 properties in 9 months and built a $2.4 million business, and how you can get started as well. Okay, we can get your very first listing going within just 2 weeks. I'll show you how you can get 100% more clicks on your listing while charging 3 times more than your competition. This is what I call search engine positioning. By having your listings appear before your competition, they'll get the traffic, and with traffic, you'll get the opportunity to convert them into dollars. You'll learn how to fully automate your Airbnb business to create a passive income machine. You'll learn how to use the AMS formula to create a dynamic pricing model to out-earn all of your competition while staying booked. I'll even show you my live account, and you can see the year-to-date earnings on Airbnb. This way, you'll know what's actually possible. You'll learn the top 3 reasons why Airbnb hosts don't make money. You'll learn how my students are performing when they use the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets system, and how you can be the next Airbnb Millionaire Secrets success story. You'll learn why Airbnb is the best business you can build, and how you can create this business that does 6 figures in just the next several months, and you can do it without using your own money. Okay, so for those of you who make it to the very end, I'm going to give you an extremely generous gift. I'll teach you how you can fly first class anywhere in the world, domestic or international, for free. Okay, so what is Airbnb? Well, Airbnb is a business that was created back in 2008, very similar to Uber. They don't own any of their own properties, just like Uber doesn't own any of their own cars. Airbnb, they rely on individuals like yourself and myself to put our properties on their site so that interested travelers can book it and stay, just like a hotel. It's an alternate accommodations platform. So they've grown so significantly that by 2017, they have more properties than the top 3 hotel chains combined. Okay. So what does all this demand mean for you? Simple. All this demand means opportunity. Travelers, they need a place to stay, and let's face it, hotels, sometimes they just don't cut it anymore. People prefer a large space to cook and to hang out with their friends and family rather than just a place to sleep. If you're in the real estate market and you want to leverage your knowledge and experience, this is also for you. If you want to quit that 9-to-5 job that you hate and to quit building someone else's dream and build your own, and this is definitely for you. Okay, here's how Airbnb makes you money. Remember, just like a hotel, people can elect to stay at one of your properties or one of your listing, whether it be a spare room or the entire mansion, it doesn't matter. Okay, the best part is when they stay at your place, you don't need to collect any of the money. The interested travelers, they log on to Airbnb, they find your listing on their search page, they click book, they pay through Airbnb, Airbnb collects the money for you, and they pay you one day, okay, after that person has stayed at your place. You get to keep 97% of all the monies you charge because Airbnb will only charge you 3% for a credit card processing fee. On the right-hand side here, you can see my Airbnb payouts. This is 1 week of payouts. And as you can see, the very first line there, April 3rd, that's $3,135. The next line is $1,421. And the next line, that one day I made close to $5,000. Okay, now for April 2nd, I have three payouts there. That's 1757, 1765, and 225. That's another close to $4,000 payout. These payouts, they happen every single day for me because I have so many properties. Okay, so here's how you can profit from Airbnb's success. As I mentioned, Airbnb, they don't own any of their own property. They make a commission for marketing available properties on their site. So they need you to be successful for them to be successful. So what's really cool, guys, is Airbnb has experienced 1,000 times growth on the business traveler side since 2015. Business people have money and they're waiting for alternate accommodations because they, just like you and I, they don't really like hotels anymore. Okay, so they need you to put your property on Airbnb to have a place to stay. The vast majority of business owners, or excuse me, the vast majorities of property owners, they have no idea how to scale an actual Airbnb business. So when you learn the algorithm and you learn how to be in the best positioning possible, and when you have a system, you can beat all the competition on the site. Airbnb is an economic revolution that is quietly turning millions of people into part-time entrepreneurs. That's from Forbes, guys. This is huge, and you guys are here, and you can take advantage of this. Okay, so quick bit, some house rules. This is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. So if you're here for the next get-rich-quick idea, I suggest that you quit this webinar right now. This is not for you. I have no guru tactics for you. Everything I show you will be everything that I've done to get myself to a point where I'm making millions of dollars a year. Okay? This is not effortless earnings as well. It's going to take time, energy to set up these Airbnb properties. Okay, and lastly, I want you to understand my results are not typical. I worked really hard for it, but with this system set up, you can achieve the 1-hour work week. And lastly, I want you to turn off all your cell phones and all distractions. No social media, nothing like that, because the information that I'm sharing with you is extremely valuable and it will change your life. Okay, so remember the quote of the day. The best way to predict your future is simply just to create it, guys. So here we go. So who am I? Where did I come from? Well, I'm an average person. I'm a Vietnamese immigrant. I immigrated here with my family back in 1988. The photo to the right is the neighborhood that I grew up in, the Tenderloin district of San Francisco. Growing up, I was surrounded by drug addicts, homelessness, and lots of delinquents. And growing up in such poverty in a 400 square foot studio, my dad was always really, really, really critical. And he constantly reminded me that I needed to get a good education and always to work hard. Otherwise, I would end up like one of these people in the streets. So that's exactly what I did. I listened to him, except I was not the best of a student. But I listened to him as far as the work ethic parts. I was motivated. By 16, I landed my first job at Starbucks as a barista. I loved it, loved every moment of it. Made $9.25 an hour plus tips, and I thought I was on top of the world. By 18, I became one of their youngest store managers ever, making $42,000 a year. Loved it. And by 22, I had enough of Starbucks and I thought I can do more with my life. I decided to join the mortgage industry around 2007, 2008 during the crash, knowing nothing about mortgages. Well, and that's not actually me, by the way. Okay. Many years go by, I excelled in the mortgage industry, made my first $1 million, started my own firm, took my company to Hawaii. It was an all expense paid trip. And that is actually me in the white t-shirt on the right-hand side. And that's also a real Tyrannosaurus Rex. Just kidding. Well, the mortgage industry went extremely well, except by October 2017, it all changed. The government decided to change the ways people would qualify for a certain type of loan program that was the bread and butter of my company. They took all the available applicants and made 75% of them unqualified. The remaining 25% that did qualify didn't need our program. So my business went belly up over the next several months. I went from making millions of dollars to losing several millions over 3 months because I was hard-headed, stubborn, and refused to quit. And I was really down to my last hope. One property left. I had to sell my Lamborghini, G-Wagon, Porsche, all at once, sold my downtown loft in San Francisco. Everything had to go. I was down to this one last property. The catch situation here is that if I lived in it, I wouldn't be able to afford it several months later and I would be kicked out. So do I live in it or do I put a tenant in there and try to save the property? If I put a tenant in there, I won't have a place to live. So I thought about Airbnb. I've used it before to temporarily stay at someone else's place. I thought, I can list it on Airbnb, put someone in there, and couch surf with friends and family. When they get sick of me, then I can move back into my own place. And that's exactly what I did. And my very first month in January 2018, when I was just an average host, I made $5,951. Not bad, right? But truth be told, that barely paid the bills. If you consider the cost of furniture, utilities, and all the other expenses. Okay. The monthly payment on this property was about $3,900 a month. And then you add your utilities on top of that and the cost of furniture, it comes out to be about $5,000 a month. So I made about $900 profit. Not bad, right? Well, 3 months later, still the same property. Okay, but I made only $5,500. I made less than my first month in a busier time of the year. So in case you're not familiar, January is a slow season for San Francisco. Now March is when it starts to pick up. But this gave me hope. It showed me one thing. It showed me consistency. I stayed around the mid 5,000s to the high 5,000 range. So with this, I thought to myself, I can only improve if I figure this out. So I dedicated my life to this last hope and did a Hail Mary pitch. Well, guess what? 1 year later, as the best Airbnb host in the world, as the most profitable host, I was able to make $8,770 with the exact same property. So let's go back. Let's compare that. 3 months, $5,500. As the best in the world, March at the same time of the year, 1 year later, when I figured out how to land on the first page all the time of the search, how to land on the first page of the search, and how to price my property correctly, I made $8,770. I went from making about $500 to $900 profit a month to making close to $4,000 profit a month. That's the difference between being average and being the best in the world. Okay. As of March 7th, 2019, I made $426,000 year-to-date earnings in this account. From the January 1st, 2019 to March 7th, I made $426,000. That's just a little bit over 2 months of earning. Okay, so the proof is in the pudding, guys. I'm going to log into my actual Airbnb account and show you guys what I've earned. Okay, because as you know, success is a science. If you have the conditions, you'll get the results. That's by Oscar Wilde. Hey guys, so right now I'm going to show you guys my live Airbnb account so you guys can see how much it is that I've earned. You can see up here, because everything is automated, I have 1,000 messages that I haven't answered. My virtual assistants and all that, they're taking care of everything. I truly work a 1 hour work week. But here we go. As we click earnings, this may or may not load up just because I have so many properties in this one account that it takes it forever to load and calculate what I've earned for the year, and most of the time it just doesn't load and crashes. So this is so far for the year. I've been occupied for 35% of the entire year, collected just about $69,000 just in cleaning fees. It's going to do its thing here. So instead of that, instead of letting it load up, I'm going to click transaction history, and this screen pops up, and this way is much easier for us to see, and I'll be able to show you, what I've earned thus far this year. So from January until December 2019, as of today, it is, early in the year, around April or so. Okay, April 27th. So far this year, I've earned. There's $378,000 that has been paid out so far, and upcoming there's another $116,000. So I don't know what the math is on that. You guys can do it. So again, that is here. 378. Let's do it real quick. 378,092 plus plus 116573, enter. That's $494,000 on my main account so far. And then on my secondary account over here, I have $89,000 plus 89711. And then on my last account, I have another $137,000. These are my 3 Airbnb accounts. Let's see here. Plus 137503. Boom. So thus far for this year, early April, I've made $721,000 for the year of 2019. Okay. So the proof is in the pudding, guys. If some mentor or guru is trying to teach you Airbnb and they don't have any numbers remotely close to what I have, then you know who you're dealing with, right? So I do this to show you guys that I'm the real deal, okay? And not just some other guys trying to pass on as if I really did it. I can show you my back end. So here's my actual back end of my Airbnb account. This is called a multi-calendar. Now you can see every single reservation that comes in. So each one of these blue tabs with a name in it, blue mark, is a reservation. And if it ends up, if there's 2 curves on one day, that means that's a checkout and a check-in on the same day. So it's high turnover, in an efficient turnover. As you can see, this is checkout, check-in, checkout, check-in. And, it'll tell you the amount the reservation is for. And I have tons and tons and tons of property. So you guys can just see this. It keeps going and going and going. It just takes some time to load. Okay, so that's that. So that's my back end of my Airbnb account. Let's see what else. I'd also like to show you the performance tab. And let's check to see if it loaded up the progress. You see that? So this has been loading since the very beginning of this portion since I've shown you, and it's still going over here. But let's take a look at the progress tab. Okay, so I'm going to show you March. Beginning of March to the end of March. As you can see, my account, my occupancy rate is much higher than the market average. Market average is 67%. So I'm occupied about 80% of the time. And where it truly counts, okay, look at that. This on Wednesday, the weekday, I was occupied 100%. That means every single one of my property was sold out that night. Okay, so the occupancy rate, a lot of you say, oh, you know what, I can get 80% occupancy rate for those of you doing Airbnb. Well, what you're not exposed to yet is that not only am I getting that occupancy rate, I'm asking for about twice as much, okay, as my competition. As you can see here, this is my average asking for a nightly rate. And you can say, oh, you're not asking that much more than the market median. Well, actually I am. If you think about it, that's $60 more. That's 30%. That's about 30% more than the market median, okay? And because they're asking 180, they're still at 67% occupancy. I'm asking 230 and I'm at 80% occupancy. Okay, it's a huge difference. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, again, that's by ending up on the first page most of the time and having my listing prepared correctly to convert the traffic that comes in, the persons that are interested in booking properties. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to move on with the rest of the webinar now. So the top 3 challenges that stops people from being successful in Airbnb. The number 1 biggest challenge is funding. It's no secret that in order to get into the real estate industry, you need money. You need money to obtain property. Okay, and secondly, it's location. Even when people overcome the funding portion, they get the wrong property in the wrong location. And thirdly, and lastly, for Airbnb is that people have no idea how to price their property. Sure, you can go on there and see what all your neighbors and competition are pricing their properties at, but if they're all pricing it incorrectly, so will you. Okay, so here's the first challenge. The average person simply, they don't have enough money to acquire a property, let alone to furnish it. Well, then what is the solution? This is the solution. I started this business with absolutely no money of my own. Remember, 2017, the government changed the regulations and how the mortgage industry worked for a program that I sold. I had no more money coming in. I financed this entire operation off of using credit cards. Now, credit cards are finicky. If you don't know how to apply for them in the right order, you won't get very far. So the first solution is that I've utilized my 12 years in the mortgage industry and understanding of credit and finance to apply for about $250,000 worth of credit in just a couple months. That's enough to start 10 Airbnbs right away in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I can show you how to in this course. The second challenge is even if you have money, you start off with the wrong property. Okay, 99% of you right now, if I asked you, where do you think a good place in your city would be to start an Airbnb? 99.9% of you right now will think of downtown. Well, guess what? If you're thinking of downtown, so will everybody else, right? And what happens when you put everybody in one area? What happens if there's gold in one area and everybody goes there? That gold will be mined out pretty quickly, don't you think? That's exactly the same with Airbnb, by the way. So the solution is to do market research. I'm going to share with you guys a tool here, a really basic tool that other Airbnb coaches charge you about $2,000 just to teach you. I can give it to you for free in this webinar. That's because it's so insignificant to me, and the formula that I've developed is so much more powerful and robust compared to this. Okay, so AirDNA is a basic tool. It tells you 3 factors that are super important. Price per night of each listing on Airbnb. Okay, the occupancy rate of every single listing on Airbnb, and the rolling 12-month income on Airbnb. Lastly, again, I'll share with you much more advanced strategies within the course, but I'm going to go into AirDNA now to show you guys how it works. All right, guys, so this website is called AirDNA. In case you're not familiar with AirDNA, they have the ability to pull all the data from Airbnb directly from their servers. They track every single listing that's listed on the Airbnb website. Okay, anywhere in the world, basically. And they'll tell you 3 main things. They'll tell you the nightly rate that each property charges, the occupancy rate, and the 12-month rolling income. For example, each one of these purple circles with a house in it represents a different listing on Airbnb. Okay, this just happens to be where some of my properties are in the San Francisco Bay Area. So as you scroll over, it'll tell you that this property makes $196 a night, and it's occupied 83% of the time out of the month, which is between 24 to 25 nights every month, and its rolling 12-month income is $56,000, okay, a year. So this one makes $189 a night, 75% occupied, and $31,000 for the last year. This one $41,000 for the last year, and this one $56,000. I'm going to ask you guys this: between these 4, which one do you think is my property? We got 56, 41, 31, and 56. Take it a second there. Most of you, I assume that you're going to be generous and assume that I have the highest earning property. Thank you for your belief, but none of these are my property. Mine is actually over here. Now take a second and look at that and tell me what's different. Okay, so if you see $330 a night, 77% occupied, and roughly $89,000 a year, then and I'm earning 2 to 3 times more than everybody else, then you're correct. That's the difference. Okay, so how do I prove this is mine? If I click the actual title of the property, it'll open the actual Airbnb listing. Just give it a second to load. When it's done, the listing is up. You can see that's me, Old Soul, and you can see that there's a button here that says Edit Listing. That's how you know that's my property. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll over every single one of these so you guys can see where I rank in this area. So this is 29,000, 27,000, 67,000, 48,000, 56,000, 31, 41, 56, 9, 33, 35, 1,000, 51, 12, 9, 42, 14, 5, 41, 48, 28, 8, 11, 8, 13, 8, 5, 57, 21, 10,000, 23, and 4, and 1,000. So you guys get the point. I'm not only at the top earner here, I beat my competition by 3, 4, 500%. Easy. And I do this and I achieve this by doing two things, okay? Well, three things. One, consistently appearing on the first page of the Airbnb search result. Two, converting the people who search the property into actual paid bookers. And doing this by charging way more than my competition, 2 to 3 times more on average, okay? So I'll show you guys how to do that in the course. Now let's move on. So the third challenge is simply put, pricing. The average person has no idea how to charge the right price for their property. They're either charging too little or too much. Okay, by using a dynamic pricing model that takes into account local events, supply, and demand, you can charge the right price to ensure that you maximize your earnings. Airbnb has their own version of dynamic pricing. It's called smart pricing. It'll adjust its rate based on demand. But smart pricing, in my opinion, does not do well. I use a different system called beyond pricing. Okay, and just by knowing which dynamic pricing engine I use is still not enough. You have to understand how to adjust your base price to maximize earnings. And within the course, I figured out the way to earn more money than anyone else in my area, which I'll show you again. So if you take a look at this screenshot, these are my actual listings. And the second column, you can see market median. As you can see, each and every single one of my property out earns the market median. And on the right-hand side, you can see month after month, I earn more money than the previous, okay? So now this information here is pulled off of AirDNA that tracks every single listing, how much each listing charges, and how much they earn. As you can see here, this is one of my property. It only compares your property versus other properties in the same zip code or same area that is the same bed and bath size. So on this, you'll see that my property did $10,426 in June 2018, whereas the person who came in second place did $7,470. This is 1 month in June 2018. Now, next, the top 20% of the Airbnb hosts, top 20%, we're talking people who are doing very well, made $6,462 in this area, whereas the average person did $5,454. So you can see between the average, top 20%, and the person who came in second place, they all have small incremental increases over the last person behind them. But from first place to second place, there's a huge gap. This is how I know nobody knows search engine positioning on Airbnb, and no one knows how to price their property correctly. But I do, and I can share it with you guys in the course. Okay, in case you think this is an anomaly, it's not. Here's the next property. In 1 month, July 2018, I made $12,000, where the person in second place came in at $8,327. The average guy did $5,955, the top 20% did $5,955, and the average host did $3,583. So in this case, you can take the average host and the person who came in second place, combined both their income for July 2018, and they would still make less than I did. 1 month, one property, $12,000, right? So here's another one, and another one. I made $13,362 in 1 month with one property. These are just regular properties that I've done market research on, and I was able to pinpoint the most profitable ones based on market research. And I'll show you exactly how I do it and exactly what that formula is so you can do it. So you can do it as well in your area. This works worldwide, people. Okay, my formula is tested worldwide, and it works anywhere you are. Anywhere. Again, I repeat, anywhere. So don't leave your property selection up to chance. Don't work for less than what you deserve. Work for every penny that you deserve. And I'll show you how that's done. Okay. Now let's go into the 3 biggest mistakes most renters make when they work with Airbnb. Mistake number 1, not having a cohesive design, okay, or layout or furniture, because this is not a Craigslist post looking for a desperate roommate. Airbnb is really a dating site. Travelers, they're either going to swipe left or right based on how your property looks, guys. So, I mean, let's just compare this. On the left-hand side is a random property that I found, and on the right-hand side is one of my properties. Which one would you pick? Well, it's very evident, right? Okay, so second mistake. People don't have a management system in place. Many owners, they're stuck managing their own properties between 1 to 4. They're cleaning it, they're doing all the shopping for it, cleaning it. That's because they don't have a system and it's a ton of work. They can't scale. Okay. I mean, you don't want to be stuck managing 1 or 2 property near you. You want to be able to do this worldwide, just like I have. On the right, that's one of my villas in Bali. The third mistake is not having or not knowing where to find the properties, or not having enough money to do it. So I'll teach you where to find the funding to get this done. And next, I want to talk about the power of compounding, how to leverage Airbnb to duplicate yourself and just to keep giving yourself raises month after month after month. This is why Airbnb is the best possible business you can build. Imagine this, okay? On the left-hand side, you have one property, okay? You find it, you rent it, you lease it, and let's just say in the San Francisco Bay Area, you lease it for $4,000 a month, right? And your utilities end up to be $500 a month. And you can lease it out on Airbnb for $8,000 a month. That leaves you with the overall net profit of $3,500, right? For those of you who think that this is far out of reach, well, remember earlier the slides that I showed you? I had properties that did $13,000 a month, $12,000 a month, $10,000 a month. So this is a really conservative figure right here, okay, based off what I'm able to achieve. So if you did that, and each month you add one extra property and you gave yourself a raise every single month, 8 months later, you would have 8 properties and they would generate $28,000 of net income per month, or $336,000 of net income per year. Completely passive, because I'll show you how to hire the right people to take care of your properties, to take away all the responsibilities away from yourself. Because you have such huge margins in your earning, you can have the ability to hire help and have them take care of it for you. You don't need a slave away to do it. You can run this entire business just like I do, off of your laptop and cell phone. All you need is an internet connection, and that's it. And you can run this business. Okay? Now imagine this, okay? Let's take it even one step back, and let's just say you don't even earn $3,500 a month. Let's say you only earn $2,000 a month per property. If you keep this trend consistent, if you add one property per month and they each earn at least $2,000 a month, by the end of the 12th month, you would have given yourself a raise every single month, and now you earn $24,000 a month, okay? And let's take a look at your year 2 on Airbnb. Well, year 2, let's just say you're either taking a super long vacation, you're not feeling well, you're sick, or you just had a new baby and you want to spend time with your baby. As you can see, for the next 12 months, you're not adding any more properties. Your properties are still working for you because they don't need a vacation. Your properties don't get sick, and your properties definitely can't have babies. But they're still working for you. This is passive income now, okay? So you can start to see why this is the best business ever. Because even though you're not actively adding new properties, your properties are still there, they're still working, they're still housing people, and they're still paying you every single day on Airbnb. Okay. So there's really 3 choices that I share with people. Do you want to work? How much time do you really have? Okay. So if you have about if you have weekends free, you might want to just add one property a month. If you solve for yourself with the last diagram, adding one property a month for 12 months will earn you $24,000 a month just after the first 12 months. So if you want more than that, simply scale up, add more properties per month. Okay, so how much time and effort does all this really take? Well, let's talk about that. If you want to add one property a month, it takes about 1 week to set up all the furniture and get it ready for Airbnb, to get it ready to make money. Once that property is set up, it really only takes you 1 hour a week or so to manage it. And that's to answer some inquiries, shop for it, and do things like that. Okay, it takes about 20 hours to set everything up. If you can do that in 1 day, then it'll take you 1 day to set up. Really, it takes me about 4 hours now to set up a property because I have a team. We go in there, We start at 8 in the morning, and by 12 p.m., we're completely done. The property has been photographed and listed on Airbnb. Okay, so if you want to start 2 properties a month, that takes between 35 to 40 hours and 1.5 hours to manage. 3 properties will take you between 50 to 60 hours and 2 hours to manage. Once you have 5+ properties, it's time to focus on your team, to hire the right people to take away everyday tasks from yourself so that your sole focus is just to look for more properties and to grow your portfolio. So want to achieve your goals and win? Super simple. With this system, I can show you how, okay? Remember, on average, it takes 2 weeks to acquire and fully furnish your first property. Ready to start? Well, not quite yet, okay? I want to talk about a few more things before we get there. Let's talk about the anatomy of a winning property. Again, I've created a formula. It's not a gut feeling and it's not the luck of the draw, okay? I've created a formula and it works. Each time you apply my formula, you'll get the exact same results. Just like 1 + 1 is always 2, I should have really just called this section the laws of winning property. Okay. So firstly, never skimp on your electronics. A nice TV in the living room is super important. If your electronics, they look dated, so will your entire house. You need lots of natural lighting. If your home feels dark and unwelcoming, you won't be able to achieve the results that you want. Your home needs to smell great. No exception. Label all the light switches, okay? Because it makes the experience very easy. Your guest is just there for a night, sometimes 2, maybe a week. They don't have time to learn all the switches. So the easier you make it for them, the better their experience, the better the reviews you're going to get. Okay? So let's talk about turning your business into an automated machine. That's me hanging out at the Four Seasons in Big Island. So how would you like to be in control? Okay, I can show you how you can automate your entire business with the Airbnb Millionaire Secret system and work 1 hour a week and spend the rest of your time doing things you love with your friends and your family or your hobby. Okay, everything can be automated and outsourced, from the cleaning to the setup to the management, every part of it. And I'll show you how in the system. While in 2018, while I set up 30 properties in 9 months, I traveled to 10 different countries and I went to Bali 5 times. Okay, so these are just some of the photos. How much can you really make doing Airbnb? Well, let's take a look. This is a quick chart. So this is what it's like having all the funds prepared for you, the foundation, which is all the seed money that you need to start this, how to pick the right properties that out-earn your competition right from the start, and having the ability to add new properties every single month and scale because you know that you have a bulletproof plan. As you can see, the blue line increases by $2,000 a month of net income because you're consistently adding 1 property a month, and you know that that is the absolute most profitable property. For the average person who's attempting to grow Airbnb on their own, firstly, they're not going to know how to end up on the first page of the search engine, and they're not going to know how to price the property correctly, and they're not going to have the seed money to add a ton of properties. So as you can see, for the first 6 months, they're earning what the average person makes, about $500 a month. Okay, and then month 7, they finally have enough confidence and they've saved enough money from their work to add another property. Now they're making $1,000 a month. And then by month 10, they have 3 properties. They're making about $1,500 a month, which is less than what you would make in Airbnb profits your very first month using the system. Again, there's 3 principles that allows you for explosive growth. That's debt leverage, okay? That's using money that is not yours, and an in-depth understanding of how the Airbnb search function works. When you end up on the first page of their search, a wide range of visitors can see your property. The more people that can see your property, the more likely it'll be booked. Thirdly is how to maximize your traffic by pricing your property correctly and how to turn that traffic into actual bookings. So here's an actual student result. This is one of my student, Adrian. This is 1 property in Florida, and he made $5,600 in 1 month. Okay, as you can see, as of March 4th, 2019, if you see that little square box above over the D, that tells you which day this screenshot was taken. As of March 4th, his entire month was already booked. There's 2 days available, the 23rd and the 31st, which eventually got booked as well. And he applied the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets property search formula to find this property. His rent cost $2,100, okay? And by the end of the month, he was able to make $6,200, which leaves him with a $4,100 profit on one property in 1 month. This is Adrian telling you himself.
I'm Adrian. I just want to give a little testimonial about my experience with Airbnb, MillionaireSecrets.com, working with Chi. It's been very helpful and walked me through every step of the way. 3 months into it now. In March, I'm profiting approximately close to $4,000. In April, I'm booked out 50% at this point, and it's been a great experience. If you have any questions about if it works or not, it does. And I'm looking forward to getting additional properties in the near future.
That's Adrian. So let's look at another one. I won't show you the full testimonial for Don just because it's really long. If you want the full testimonial, it's on my YouTube page, which is Airbnb Millionaire Secrets, or the Facebook page, which is Airbnb Millionaire Secrets. But we'll look at part of it.
This is Don Crosby, and I wanted to tell you about the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets and the founder, Chi Ta. I was interested in learning to be able to host on the Airbnb platform, and I've learned a lot about finding the right property, setting up the property correctly, how to stand out and make sure that your property is one of the outstanding ones. I have learned a lot in his training, and he's kind of mentored me and helped me to learn what to do and what not to do in order to be a better host. I was a little bit unsure exactly which direction to go, and he's given me a good way to scale the program. I'm going to kind of go with a little bit slower route.
I'm just going to stop that right there because he's going to go in and talk about his personal credit and things like that. And it's a pretty long testimonial. And again, if you want to see the full thing, it's on my website. It's on my YouTube channel and Facebook page. Here's another one. This is from JD, who is a fireman. Now he's quit his job because he's replaced it with Airbnb income. And here goes.
This one is the newest one. Now, I didn't start until the 11th. Mm-hmm. So this one, I haven't even had a full 30 days with this one because I just got this one going by the 11th. So, yeah, so the 11th all the way down to the 31st, as you can see, there's only one. I mean, I don't even know if you would count that as a day because that's the day someone's leaving. So really, realistically, about 4 days open out of the 13th to the 31st.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty awesome.
And then April, you see April.
April's looking real good.
It's getting up there, and I mean this right here is my rent already. I mean my rent is like $11.50. So this right here takes care of the rent already.
So would you say the Airbnb Millionaire Secret system works?
It definitely works.
Guys, so just to explain to you, JD applied the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets search formula to find the most profitable property, and he found one using the formula that I developed that costs $1,150 a month, and with one reservation alone, he was able to pay his rent. And you can see that, it was mid-March when he did this, early March when he did this video, and his April was already about 50% booked. Now it's closer to 100% booked, and JD makes about $4,000 to $5,000 of every single property now that he adds onto his portfolio. He's quit his fireman job. He's on to his 5th property now. Okay, so moving on. So how long does it really take to start making money on Airbnb? Well, let's take a look at the timeline and the steps to success. When executed correctly, it takes only 2 weeks, guys, for a beginner to set up a property from start to finish. Okay, and here's what you need to do. So first, you need to gather your seed money. Then, once you have all the seed money in play, use the AMS secret property selection formula to maximize your profit. That is to find the absolute most profitable property in your area within a 45-minute drive, okay? Second to none. Then you use a proven converting furniture list and design to turn interested travelers into bookers, into paying customers. Then I'll also show you again how to beat the Airbnb search function by appearing first on their search. Also, okay, if you have a 680 credit score, then you'll need to figure it out to get a partner to join you to use their credit so that you can have funding, or you can use your credit repair, or you can repair your credit first with me, and I can help you with that as well. So next, if your score is between a 680 to 720, I can absolutely guarantee you that I'll get you enough seed money to start at least one fully furnished Airbnb. So one is a worst case scenario. Chances are you'll have enough for more. If your score is a 720 and above, I'll absolutely guarantee at least 2 properties, okay? And that includes all the furniture needed and the first month's rent and security deposit. Chances are we'll be able to get much more than 2 going, but I'll guarantee you at least 2. So also in the first week, we'll be doing market research. We're focusing only in areas that generates the most amount of money, okay? And again, AirDNA is a basic tool that other people charge you $2,000 to have their course revolve around that, but not me. I'll give that to you free in this webinar again, like I've shown you. I'll teach you something way more robust than that and efficient that completely separates you from the rest of the pack. Okay, the more returns you generate from a property means the less risk you're exposed to. Okay, and I'll also in week 1, I'll also teach you how to negotiate a property correctly so you get things like free rent. Next, I'll absolutely guarantee no matter where you are in this country that you'll earn at least $2,000 net profit per month if you use the property selection formula that I taught you. And this is all based on historical data on Airbnb, okay? So you can dominate your market second to none. And here's what week 2 looks like. Once you've acquired your property and you know that's the absolute best performing property, I'll give you a pre-built out furniture list that has simple buy links. You just click it and buy it and have it shipped to you. It's all turnkey and super easy. Don't go out there with some other advice of other Airbnb mentors and look on Craigslist and this and that. That's a waste of time. You can't scale that way. And compared to someone who has a professionally designed property, their property is going to get smoked and be left in the dust every single time, okay? You don't want to be that person. You want to be the one that gets booked and booked for high dollars, and I'll show you how you can do that. So these are some of my actual properties and the designs, okay? So again, in week 2, once you have all the furniture, I'll show you how to properly have your property photographed to make sure that it stands out and all the personality is captured. Then we'll list it the right way on Airbnb so that it'll convert. This part is very critical and it's super important, okay? So keep in mind, Airbnb, the way their search engine works, is the opposite of Google. Google, when you start a new web page, it starts at the very bottom, and throughout many years of hard work and content production and being relevant, they eventually put you on the first page. Airbnb starts you off at the very top, and you have just 15 seconds of fame to prove yourself. If you don't, your property is quickly kicked down on the list. So I'll show you how you can shine right away from the start. All right, guys, so how does this all work? Well, the truth is 99% of all the hosts really only have 1 or 2 listings because they don't have the funding to start more properties or the profit margins to hire help, okay? Airbnb expert and newbies have no idea how to find the right property, the profitable ones, okay? And they have no idea how to determine what that property would earn ahead of time. With the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets formula, you will be able to predict what you'll earn ahead of time before you even sign the lease. And most people who are currently hosting on Airbnb are stuck between 1 to 4 properties, and they're working these properties like it's a full-time job. But with you and the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets system, you'll be able to manage the entire portfolio all while working just 1 hour a week. I currently have over 50 listings and I still work 1 hour a week. My $2.4 million a year business, I spend 1 hour a week managing it, okay? So with that in mind, my question to you is, what if you can start your own Airbnb empire without using your own money today? What if you can learn how to start your business with a proven step-by-step business plan that my students and I both use? What if you can do this with me personally walking you through the entire process from start to finish? During this journey, we're going to help you build the entire business, okay, from start to finish. And when you're all done, you'll have your first listing on Airbnb that will generate you at least $2,000 a month of net income with the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets formula. I'll teach you the skills to create a passive income machine with multiple Airbnb listings. Are you ready to take control? To create your own future? If so, this program is meant for you. Introducing the AMS formula, the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets formula. This is a masterclass that will teach you everything you need to know to create your first profitable Airbnb listing, your second, and your third. The amount is solely up to you and your ambition. My job is to give you the formula. Before you even finish the course, you will already have your properties picked out and ready to start for your new venture. Okay? So 1, in the masterclass, I'll teach you how the business model works, how to scale it, where to get the monies, and where you can end up within the next 24 months. 2, your business foundation. I'll show you what type of corporation to start, how to start it, and how that impacts your future as an Airbnb business. 3, how to find the most profitable properties within a 45-minute drive of you that beats all other properties. And this is a formula. Again, it's based on data and analytics and not a gut feeling. 4, how to negotiate the terms that you want on these properties and how to even get free rent. 5, how to design your properties to beat all the other Airbnbs out there and use these designs to convert interested travelers into actual paid guests. 6, how to find the right cleaners and how to train them to do cleanings up to your professional standards. 7, how to receive furniture, how to receive it efficiently without causing you headaches. 8, where to find the right types of movers, how to pay them, and how to train your movers to help you automate your business. So 9, how to find the right photographer. It is so important to choose the right one because this is the entire business. It's based off of just photos because remember, it's online dating. How your property is represented online means everything. 10, how to handle the laundry. Once you have multiple properties, you are going to have a mound of laundries. In fact, now that I have over 50 listings, I have a warehouse just to do laundry, and I'll show you guys how you can get there as well. 11, the secret to pricing. This is one of the biggest things I can show you because by pricing your property correctly, you'll earn 3 to 4 times as much as all the competition around you. 12, I'll show you guys how to hire the right inquiry manager to handle all of your bookings. Because believe me, these guests, they'll have all sorts of questions to ask you, such as, what is the Wi-Fi password? How do I get to X location? And you don't want to handle all those questions yourself. You need someone to do it for you. And I'll show you how to find the right person and to pay them the right amount. Okay. Next is maintenance. Properties have little issues all the time, and you're going to want someone to take care of all that. I'll show you how to find the right maintenance person and what to pay them as well. 14, how to properly set up an Airbnb listing. Not a lot of people pay attention to this, but when you set up your listing on the actual website, it's like setting up a dating profile. And I'll show you how you can best represent your property to outshine all of your competition. All right, guys, here's what you get from the program. You'll get the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets Masterclass. It's a $5,000 value. It's everything I've just explained, the 15 steps. Next, you'll get all the templates and checklists that I've created so that you can streamline your business and it'll make everything really easy for you and really, really organized. Next, I'll also give you access to a private Facebook group filled with past Airbnb Millionaire Secrets students only. So you get high-level feedback and information. This is very different from all the random Airbnb groups out there. Okay, the total value here is $6,964. If you act today and if you act immediately, I'll give you a huge discount just for webinar attendees only. And before this webinar ends, you can sign up for $24.97. Okay, this is a huge discount from what I normally charge for this course. I'm so confident in this program that I'll give you a money back guarantee. If you apply the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets property selection formula and you can't find a house within 45 minutes from you that generates at least $2,000 a month based on the instructions of the formula, I'll give you your money back. No questions asked. Everything within this course is proven, and it's a super scalable model. This course has helped many others achieve six-figure income, and you can be the next person. I'm keeping this course really exclusive, so everything that I show you will continue to work far into the future. And any updates that I make within the course, you'll get free access to the updates as well. What you're going to get is the masterclass, all the templates, the private Facebook group. I'll throw in bonuses now. How to optimize your Airbnb listing to rank higher on the search engine. This is appearing first on the search page to beat out your competition. How to optimize your pricing. How to price your property correctly. You don't just follow the trend and what everybody else is pricing. You price correctly to out-earn everybody. How to cater to business travelers because they pay more per stay. How to secure repeat bookings on your listings. How to streamline and run the entire business off of your cell phone or laptop. How to improve your odds of getting a 5-star review. How to separate yourself from a typical host and become a top earner. How to use our pre-built furniture checklist to buy everything and scale your properties really, really quickly and get a consistent look and feel. And everything is turnkey. How to negotiate free rent and the terms that you want for the properties that you select. The total value of everything you see here on this list is $9,367. Again, for webinar attendees only, today only, through this webinar, you'll get access to the entire course for one low payment of $24.97. Okay, so this is JD and Beth. JD and Beth acquired 3 properties within their very first month of applying the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets formula, and each property generates at least $4,000 a month of net income. Adrian makes $4,000 a month from one property alone. Joe applied the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets fundraising strategy and raised over 6 figures of seed money to start multiple Airbnbs at once. He was able to acquire 2 properties within 1 week, each of them generating between $2,000 to $3,000 of net income every single month. The big takeaways are pretty easy, okay? The big takeaways today is you don't need to own your own property to earn a 6-figure. You can rent it. You can earn a lot more using Airbnb than leasing to one long-term tenant. With multiple Airbnb listings, you can easily achieve 6 figures or even become an Airbnb millionaire like myself. By applying the right market research, getting the right property, setting up your Airbnb listing the right way, and have it appear first on the search box and pricing it the correct way, you can earn up to 300% more compared to the average host. You can do all this with a low credit, little cash, or even a foreclosure on your credit report. You can accurately forecast what you can earn before you sign a lease. Okay, and do you want to know what the best part is? I'm giving you a money back guarantee, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Okay, I'm doing things different because I have confidence in my program, unlike other hosts. Okay, however, if you're still unsure of joining, just be rest assured that you have a 100% money back guarantee. If you utilize my formula and you're unable to immediately find a property that generates at least $2,000 a month of net income based off the average of the year, okay, I'll refund your money right away. No questions asked, okay? So that property will be within 45 minutes drive from your primary address. Okay? And net income is just determined by the Airbnb Millionaire Secrets property selection formula based on your selected area and of its historical data, what that area has generated in the past, okay? Minus the rent of the current market rent, okay? Try the program completely risk-free. What you're going to get, the masterclass for $5,000, the templates, the checklist, the Facebook group, the bonuses, how to optimize your Airbnb to rank first, how to optimize your pricing to outprice everybody else, how to cater to business travelers, how to secure repeat bookings, how to streamline your business and running straight off your phone and your laptop so you have a 1-hour work week, how to improve your odds of getting a 5-star review, how to separate yourself from other hosts and become a top earner, a pre-built furniture checklist so that you don't have to do any thinking. The property is built for you, and this is a proven list to convert people, how to negotiate and get free rent, just to get you started today. Only on this webinar, $24.97 people, or 3 low payments of $9.97 can get you started immediately. Okay, I need you to click that button and join today. This offer really ends at the end of this webinar. Okay, if you need help joining, email support@airbnbmillionairesecrets.com. If the links don't work or you have any questions, email support@airbnbmillionairesecrets.com. For those of you who still have questions, check this out. This is the difference, again, between me as an average host and me after I've developed the formula. Remember, this is the exact same property at the exact same time of the year in 2 different years. March 2018, I made $5,500 or so with my first property. March 2019, I made $8,770 with the exact same properties. Okay, I did not change the furniture. I didn't change anything. It's the exact same property. All I did was apply the formula. Again, this is the power of compound income. If you add 1 property per month to your portfolio, and if that property generates a meager $2,000 in net income per month, after 12 months, you would have $24,000 a year of net income per month, okay? So again, what you're gonna get is the AMS Masterclass formula, the checklist, the Facebook group, how to optimize your listing to rank first, how to price your property correctly, how to cater to the business traveler, how to secure repeat bookings, how to streamline your Airbnb and run it off your cell phone or your laptop, how to improve your odds of getting a 5-star review, how to separate yourself from everybody else and become a top earning host, a pre-built furniture checklist, and to negotiate the terms you want with getting free rent, people. Get started today just for $24.97, okay, or 3 easy payments of $9.97. Join now, join today. I'll see you guys on the other side.